Live from Seven Bridges Ice Arena in Woodridge, Illinois, it's Benet Red Wings Hockey versus the Wolfpack of St Ignatius. Live stream brought to you by Recruitlings. Here we go! Oh. 4. Well, hello. Hi. I'm Eric Rashi. Welcome to another Benet Hockey. Wow, look at that.
I'm getting your...
Okay, hold on a second. We're having a technical problem here. I didn't do that. I didn't do it today. Forgot about it. Okay, now we're back. I'm here with Quincy Bell. Say hi, Quincy.
Hello.
Okay, we're going to start this a little bit early. Benet JV just wrapped up against St Ignatius. I didn't even see the score. Who won?
Benet won 4-3 on a penalty shot in overtime.
All right, Benet won 4-3 on a penalty shot in OT. So Benet JV won. Kyle is on his way. I know everybody missed Kyle last week on Monday when we played Fenwick, so he'll be here shortly. And that's about all I have to say about that. Quincy, thank you for joining us today. He's coming all the way from
Dyer, Indiana, represent the 219.
I know exactly where Dyer, Indiana is. We will be back, but right now, Trent, what are we going to do? What are we going to do?
The team. We're going to meet the team.
Push the button, Trent.
Alex Dentice, sophomore, center, class of 2026.
Alex Karras, sophomore, defense, 2026.
Ava Christensen, junior, goalie, 2025.
Ben Ciesla, junior, goalie, class of 2025.
Cade Rosenthal, junior, defenseman, class of 2025.
Carson Stone, sophomore, left wing, class of 2026.
Danny Quinlan, junior, right wing, class of 2025.
Davin Frasco, junior, defenseman, class of 2025.
Evan Petratos, junior, center, 2025.
Gavin Murphy, junior, left wing, class of 2025.
Hudson Hollweck, junior, right wing, 2025.
Hudson Schlie, junior, center, 2025.
Jack Vought, senior, left wing, class of 2024.
Gary DeWilkins, senior, left wing, class of 2024.
Jimmy Cannon, junior, defenseman, 2025.
Joel Koehn, freshman, goalie, class of 2027. Gianluca Dicosola, junior, center, class of 2025.
Luke Alpeter, sophomore, right wing, class of 2026.
Nick Calandra, senior, defense 2024.
Nico Dicosola, freshman, defense, 2027.
Nikolas Hensel, sophomore, wing, 2026.
Tommy Dusek, junior, center, 2025.
Tommy Rogowski, freshman, defense, class of 2027.
Vinny Porro, junior, left wing, class of 2025.
Coach Andrew Schlie, 15th season, graduated St. Rita High School, 1990.
Drew Tierney, 16th year coaching for Benet, 2003 grad.
Ross McKay, goalie coach with the Benet Red Wings for over 10 years.
Brian's Garage Door Solutions. 25 years of expert residential and commercial garage door design, sales, and service, and almost 1,000 five-star Google reviews. Tate Enterprises. Design and remodeling for kitchens, basements, bathrooms, whole house, and home additions. Max Heads Custom Kick Drum Heads. Design online, upload, create, rock. If you're in a band, you need a Max Head.
Hi, my name is Brian Koehn. I am the president of Soccer 2000. We are a soccer specialty store located in Downers Grove. We specialize in servicing club uniforms and a personalized retail experience. Soccer 2000 has an exclusive team center that includes a wide variety of uniform kits to help your club choose the next kits that will make you guys look great on the field. Contact us at 630-241-9500 or find us online at soccer2000.com.
Did you know that you can advertise your business on our live streams? You sure can. Contact us about the numerous advertising opportunities we offer. He's going to stump you today.
No, he's not. He's good.
Welcome to the pregame show brought to you by Recruitlings. I'm Kyle Smith along with the Benet Hockey Director, Jon Grzbek. St Ignatius College Prep taking on Benet Academy in a one last time, but you kind of have to throw that in the trash. It's a new game, it's new players, it's a new day.
So this is what we as coaches call a marker game in the season, and having seen him once earlier, we'll see him midway, which is right now, and then we'll see him at the end of the season. So we haven't been playing our best hockey lately, so hopefully we can tighten some things up and come out, really strong and play a good game.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about that. I checked the SHL standings, and Fenwick has really struggled in the Scholastic Hockey League, but they've beaten Benet twice. Why is that?
I think a couple things. I think that some of the mistakes that we've done in front of our goalie, they've just capitalized on, and twice the same scenario played out in a Fenwick game, and we've got to tighten things up. We've got to get more consistent in our shifts, in our play in front of that goalie, and then those Fenwick games won't happen.
Tiernan Ryan, he's been a force for the Wolfpack this year. 12 goals in the SHL, 12 goals in the CCHL. What's it going to take on defense to slow him down?
Well, I get last change today, and I'm definitely going to use it. We know who their players are, and we've got some lines set up to maybe stop and bang and do what we need to do to slow that guy down.
John, good luck today. It's a big rivalry between the Wolfpack and the Red Wings.
It is. Two of the best in the league, so I'm looking forward to it.
That's Jon Grzbek, and that does it for our pregame show. Play-by-play broadcast coming up next.
Brian's Garage Door Solutions. 25 years of expert residential and commercial garage door design, sales, and service, and almost 1,000 five-star Google reviews. Tate Enterprises. Design and remodeling for kitchens, basements, bathrooms, whole house, and home additions. Max Heads Custom Kick Drum Heads. Design online, upload, create, rock. If you're in a band, you need a Max Head.
Hi, my name is Brian Koehn. I am the president of Soccer 2000. We are a soccer specialty store located in Downers Grove. We specialize in servicing club uniforms and a personalized retail experience. Soccer 2000 has an exclusive team center that includes a wide variety of uniform kits to help your club choose the next kits that will make you guys look great on the field. Contact us at 630-241-9500 or find us online at soccer2000.com.
Did you know that you can advertise your business on our live streams? You sure can. Contact us about the numerous advertising opportunities we offer to local businesses during our sports live streams. Build brand awareness, engage customers, and support your local sports teams. Contact us for more information. from Seven Bridges Ice Arena in Woodridge, Illinois, it's Benet Red Wings Hockey versus the Wolfpack of St. Ignatius. Live stream brought to you by Recruitlings. Here we go!
I was going to have my computer out, but he said that you were going to have stuff out with rosters, so.
Well, you got to always print out rosters, man. Welcome to Seven Bridges Ice Arena. Kyle Smith alongside Quincy Bell as the Benet Academy Red Wings will take on the St. Ignatius College Prep Wolfpack. Early in the year, they defeated the Wolfpack on an empty netter goal. They won by 2. The Benet Academy Red Wings in the black, red, and white, and the Wolfpack in their usual maroon, red, and white. And this one, Quincy, it's a big one for the Red Wings. They started the season off very well. They have struggled as of late.
Well, they lost their spot atop the standings to Fenwick. They lost with a goal that they allowed in the last 30 seconds of that match. Very disappointing way to lose, and now they have to play another team at the top, St. Ignatius. Both these teams sit at 9-2. Both are a half game behind Fenwick for the lead. So in terms of getting that top spot at the end of the regular season, this is a game both these teams need to have.
And for the Wolfpack, they're led by Tierney Ryan. It goes and stops with him, leads the SHL and the CCHL in goals scored. What's it going to take for the Benet Academy Red Wings to slow him down?
I mean, it's got to be a team effort, man. With a player that good, you're not going to shut him down the entire game. You just got to do your best at limiting his damage alone, make the guys around him do most of the work.
Meanwhile, for Benet, they're led by Hudson Schlie. He has been phenomenal most of the season, both in goals and assists. And for the St. Ignatius College Prep Wolfpack today, Quincy, they got to find a way to shut him down.
Well, he's terrific in the face-off dot. The last game I got to see against St. Rita, he was at about an 80% clip from the face-off dot. So when you got a guy that can get your team the puck all the time, and when he's got it, he can create plays. He's a great player.
Yeah, I mean, we had face-off stats last week. He actually won his first 3 and then lost 3. So he can be a little up and down on the face-offs, but Hudson Schlie, both goals and assists, he's been terrific. Benet Academy, it was an interesting start. We didn't expect a lot out of them. They only had 4 returners from last year's varsity team, but they started the year 7-1. They lost to Fenwick. They should have lost to St. Rita. They were down 5-3. Then they came back with 2 unanswered, including a garbage goal where the passer was past the end line, just did a little pass in front of the net, went off the netminder into the back of the net, and then the overtime goal by Dusek. But yeah, I mean, when you keep playing bad hockey like the Red Wings have had, eventually it's going to lead to losses. They lost their second game to Fenwick. They can't afford a loss tonight to the Wolfpack if they want to win the CCHL.
This is
So we'll take a quick break. More hockey action coming up next here on the CCHL Network. Back to the action. Kyle Smith alongside Quincy Bell. The last game for Benet, they won 3-2 over Brother Rice, avenging that loss over to Fenwick. They lost that Fenwick game 4-2. It was actually 3-2, and then the empty netter by the Friars. So St. Ignatius, they want to avenge that loss earlier in the year. That was a 4-2 win for Benet. It was here at Seven Bridges. It's a long drive for the Wolfpack, all the way from the city coming into Woodridge tonight. You'd love to get back into the standings with a victory, Este Noche, and for the Wolfpack, you got to find a way to slow down Hudson Schlie, and you got to find a way to slow down Jeremy DeWilkins. Otherwise, the Red Wings are going to be 2-0 against the Wolfpack this season.
It is hard to beat a good team twice, so Benet needs to make sure they bring their A game again to top off this tough Wolfpack squad again.
Points on the season, Hudson Schlie, 12 goals, 9 assists. Jeremy DeWilkins, 4 goals, 9 assists. Daniel Quinlan, 5 goals, 7 assists. And Hudson Hollweck, 1 goal, but second on the team in assists with 8. Live stats provided by CCHL.us. Meanwhile, for the Wolfpack, we talked a lot about Tierney and Ryan. Both goalies, as you can see on screen. for the Wolfpack. As the face-off about to happen. They're going to go with Brody Netsky between the pipes, and here we go. Face-off, it's won by the Wolfpack out to their own zone. Pass over to the other defenseman. One hopper off the boards. Going after it was Dicosola, and then back into the zone to neutral ice. After it are the Red Wings. Back in their own zone. After it right now is Quinlan, and then back to neutral ice. Taking it away is St. Ignatius, and then blown dead by the ref, and we stop play with 16:40. Face-off coming up on the near side. It's going to be Hudson Schlie to take it. Face-off won by the Red Wings as they're deep in the territory of St. Ignatius. Tying up 18 on the play that time was Reif. As after right now the Red Wings and Dicosola back into the neutral ice, off the boards, one-hopping style. Then after it is St. Ignatius Reif. Deep in the territory of the Wolfpack, sending it up to neutral ice. Played right now by HOLLUB, back over to the center line. And now played by Schlie. Trying to get that on the stick, just past the stick, hops off the board. Schlie the intended target, and then back to the far boards. Wolfpack trying to get it out. They break it off the far boards, and the Red Wings keeping it back in. Blown dead by the ref, 16:06. And right now, Quincy, the forecheck pressure, winning that battle right now is the Benet Academy Red Wings.
For sure, they definitely like to get after it on offense. They can put up goals with the rest of them.
So Joel Koehn will get the start tonight between the pipes. Face-off won by St. Ignatius, bouncing it off the boards over to neutral ice, and then playing it over to his defensive teammate, trying to send it up in front, and he was trying to get it over that time to Carson Stone. Back into the zone, shot saved that time by Koehn. Turnaround shot, back over to the corner, and trying to play that time with St. Ignatius, Austin Haynes. Out in the slot. Bennett trying to get it out, and they will. Past the blue line, and now past the center line. Right on the tape on the pass. Out to the corner, and then trying to send it up to the slot. Near the end line, Austin Haynes after it. He'll play it on his backhand, trying to tie it up, and a huge hit into the boards near the fans off the glass. Here come the Wolfpack, 2-on-1 if they hurry. Get that shot on that. Koehn with a nice save. It was off the stick of STEINLAUF. Back into the zone as the Wolfpack get it in deep. In the slot. Shot, save, covered up that time by Koehn. And that will keep it at a 0-0 tie with 15:19 to go.
Two great saves right there. You needed those. You don't want to give up a goal early and be playing catch-up the whole game.
So 15:19 to go. The Wolfpack answer, partner, after a good couple of minutes of forecheck pressure by the Benet Academy Red Wings. Face-off. Ignatius after it. They won the face-off. Thinking about pinching that time was Eghan Ryan, and he stays at the point. Tie-up action near the hash mark as the Benet Academy Red Wings can't get it out. Eghan Ryan pinches. He couldn't get it. Now back to neutral ice. Wolfpack will play it in their own territory. On it is Doherty, and he'll play it near the netminder and Netsky. Back over to the CCM sign, off the stick, still at neutral ice, huge hit. Deliver that time by Ethan Laughlin. Now past the blue line, on it was Heidkamp. Back over to the corner. Losing his stick that time was Heidkamp, and still in the zone of Bennett. Here we go, Vought with it. Vought trying to get it on the tape, off the backhand, and going after his Hollweck at the corner. He's tied up on the corner. Now after it is DeWilkins, it was off his stick. Now a chance. Frasco, his shot, partially blocked. Wolfpack on it. And then right on the tape, past the center line, dump and chase. Go the Wolfpack. Line change coming up. Back and forth we go, partner. A couple of nice chances for the Wolfpack, but Koehn with a couple of nice saves.
Very physical game. These players are coming out and they're hitting. They want this game badly. They know how much they need it.
Meanwhile, back into the Wolfpack forecheck, and Dicosola has it. Get it over that time to Vought at neutral ice. And played right now by Reif. Trying to send it up, out to neutral ice. Off the stick and almost knocked him to the ice. Vought after it. Two players go after it. Vought lost that battle as tapping it away was Bossert. Back over to the corner. Wolfpack can't get it. Off the point and then over, knocking off the corner of the boards. Back over to the near boards. And then on the stick that time of Bossert into the zone of Benet Academy. A couple of stick handles, losing the puck back into the Wolfpack zone. Pass the center line, now past the blue line. Wolfpack stay onside. Good forecheck pressure. Backhanded shot goes wide. And then back over to the boards. A lot of good skating that time by the Wolfpack. Couldn't get the shot they wanted that on net that they wanted. As a hard hit delivered into the boards. Bouncing off the boards. Dump and chase. Go the Wolfpack back into the Benet zone.
St Ignatius really letting their presence be known early. They are coming out hitting right now.
Trying to keep that intensity. As the away team, they don't know this ice as well as Benet. Benet, there's a pass in the slot. No look backhander. He was trying to feed it that time to Tiernan Ryan, leading goal scorer for the Wolfpack. But yeah, I mean, you're right, Quincy. If you can't beat them, hit them. And that's right now the Wolfpack are doing. They are picking up the intensity. The hits are the way of the Wolfpack. As that backhanded pass drilled into the boards. That shot might have been saved that time by Netsky. Meanwhile, goes to the near boards. And at neutral ice, trying to get it on the tape that time to Doherty. Now in the zone of the Wolfpack. Off the boards, was off the stick of Rosenthal. Back to neutral ice. Rosenthal with it. And then off the boards. Going after it now is 47. Not on the roster. Off the tape. And then playing it over to the corner. Two Wolfpack around it. Now a Benet player as well going after it. That time it's 28 and Hensel. Back to the corner. And St. Ignatius will break it out. Trying to get it on the tape. Good job tugging at the leg, but not entirely for the tripping call. Just a little tug to avoid the tripping call, though. A no-look backhander delivered by Moynihan. Back to the corner. Out behind the net. And the time of possession and time on attack, it's definitely advantage Benet. They're just not getting the shots they want, Quincy.
No, not at all. They just got to take their time a little bit. I feel like they're trying to rush a lot of these offensive possessions. They just got to, I think, get it to the point and just have their defensemen play a little catch and try to set something up. Because right now it looks like they're going in there just trying to rush everything to the net without really a lot of planning.
Yeah, you'd like to get that shot up to the slot, get it on net and then get that rebound try. Meanwhile, on the far side, as taking it is Ari Ram and trying to get that on net, but couldn't get it on Koehn's blocker or pad. Off the boards, had neutral ice, and then tapping it to himself. That was a good play that time by Eghan Ryan. Over to the corner, Rosenthal after it, as is Hollweck off the skate. And trying to get it in deep that time is Colum Quinlan at the corner, bouncing it off the boards. Going after it right now is Gavin Murphy, still in the zone of Benet. They get it out. Did anybody touch that puck? They did not. Icing called, 10:59 to go. Still no score.
That's kind of what at least myself figured this game would go. Both these goalies don't allow a lot of goals. Both of them save goals against average around 2. This seems like a game that's going to end 3-2, 2-1, and whoever scores first here is really going to have a huge advantage because I think goals are going to be pretty hard to come by today.
Brody Netsky with a GAA of 1.29, save percentage 93.6. That's a chance for St. Ignatius. Couldn't get the shot on that. That shot's in the net. St. Ignatius, first goal of the game, scored by 52, and the Wolfpack strike first.
Big screen in front. I don't even know if Benet saw that puck go in the net.
You got to do a better job of getting those people away from your netminder. And a 52 with the goal, and the Wolfpack strike first.
That's part of that physical presence, too. St. Ignatius bringing it early. They're just bullying Benet, especially in front of that net.
So a first goal of the game, scored for 52. And a face-off coming up. Getting away out of there was Vought, and face-off one. We'll say it was won by Benet. That was more of a tie, though, as it was off the stick of O'Rourke. Back into St. Ignatius territory. Netsky plays it. Benet has to play better, partner. They have been down in a lot of these games. Hard to win hockey games when you're always down by 2 goals. Trying to get that out in front. No one home to get that, and finally tapped back in at the point.
Teams that start well that's I feel like in hockey more crucial than any other sport to have a good start because you don't want to be exerting all that energy coming back the whole game.
At the blue line, and then stolen away that time by Benet. And good check that time by 45. And the hand goes up, and oh no, we have an injury on the rink. You hate to see it. We had a JV game where a player broke his leg for Benet. Meanwhile, slow to get up.
Last thing you want to see.
That's why boarding is just such a dangerous penalty. It's usually only a 2-minute minor unless the ref can discern that it was intent to injure. That's why boarding is just, it's so dangerous, because you get knocked into the boards and there's no way to stop yourself. So much force and pressure.
Only 2 minutes coming up on this penalty for
the Wolfpack. So live stats brought to you by CCHL.us. Benet 9-2. They're now third place in the varsity division of the CCHL. As you do the live game here. Shots on goal. How about this, partner? Just 1 for the Wolfpack, 5 for Benet, but St Ignatius wins. They got the 1 goal. Now this is just, these are unofficial stats. I think they missed a couple because Koehn had a couple of saves. But meanwhile, as finally he's good to go.
They say they don't ask how, they ask how many, but when it comes to shots, particularly in this game so far, the how for St Ignatius is that one was super quality right in front of the net. Benet, yeah, they're racking up a lot of shots total, but they're not quality shots.
Right, whereas the 2 shots that Koehn saved, as well as the goal that went into the back of the net, and that's where we stand right now. So wait for the goal. It's going to be credited to Ryder Nardella. He was not listed on the CCHL roster, at least when I checked coming into today. Might be a late addition. Some of these players are double rostered, by the way, so they'll play both JV and varsity. Back over to the corner, as it was past the stick that time with 43.
Benet has a very good power play. The majority of their 6 goals against St. Rita came when they were a man or 2 men up. They really take advantage of their time when their opponents are in the penalty box.
Yeah, they average over a goal a game on the PP. As that's out in front. Trying to get that on net, and it goes wide. Now played by the Red Wings. Up behind the netminder of Netsky to the corner, and then lost an edge. Meanwhile, to the point. Shot blocked. Beautiful job getting in the way of that shot. And Schlie wins that battle. He did push off, though. Close to being called interference, actually. You got to give a guy a chance to get to the puck. You can't hit him unless he's near the puck.
This game has a playoff hockey vibe to it. This seems like a game where the refs are going to let him play.
Schlie will play it. Good skating by Schlie. Turnaround shot goes wide. I mean, you're right, Quincy. They've had opportunities. They just can't get quality shots. While Ignatius has had limited opportunities, they've been higher quality. At the point, Schlie, and past the stick that time of 28 and Hensel, and back over to the corner behind Netsky. Calling for it is Hollweck, but they can't deliver it to him. Now some pushing and shoving in front of Netsky. Wolfpack get it out.
Great job tracking that down for Ignatius. They got a good chance here.
Yeah, getting out of his net. Koehn's got to get back in there, and they pass it out in front for a chance for a shorthanded goal. Koehn had some trouble getting back up.
Little adventurous there. Got pretty far out of that net. He's lucky he didn't concede a goal right there.
Meanwhile, Koehn plays it out behind the net. He's got to get back quickly, and it's stolen away by the Wolfpack. No look backhander, chance in front, shot! And it goes a little bit wide. Another chance. The wraparound. Is it in the net? And it's blown dead by the ref. Even if it was in the net, no goal. Man, it's getting it's getting iffy right now for Koehn. He has to play better between the pipes here. This could be a blowout.
That was some sloppy play in their own end from Benet. They're very lucky that they didn't allow a shorthanded goal right there. Leaving the puck behind, and St. Ignatius is right on top of it.
Meanwhile, Wolfpack taking it to the Benet Academy Red Wings, a Benet Academy team that's struggling right now. And the Wolfpack can sense blood. Man, a 2-goal deficit would really hurt Benet right now. They've trailed by 2 in 2 of their 3 last games. Trying to get it out in front. Intended target was HOLLUB. HOLLUB scored in that previous matchup against Benet as that one's blocked. To the corner, trying to set it up in front, falling to the ice, turnaround pass. And then back out behind Koehn, out in front. No one home to deliver it. Back to the point, turnaround shot. Then delivered into the boards. He got it back in deep, but he took a shot.
That was a whoa.
And this might be a penalty against Benet. That was clearly after the whistle. We'll see what the ref decides.
That was a late hit with the stick almost, I think.
Yeah, if they want to call penalty, be slashing. Hand goes up.
Yep, he's going to the box.
Well, the hand went up, but
did he not go to the box?
No penalty. Usually when there's a penalty, they're going to call it right away. But, I mean, you're right. I mean, that was a slash by Benet right after the whistle. Trying to set it out in front and stolen away by the Wolfpack in the slot. And
great steal in front of the net. That was about to be a real good chance for Benet if he didn't step in front of that.
Setting it up in front, backhander, and Koehn with the save. Loose puck out in the slot. St. Ignatius looking for a garbage goal. They're peppering the netminder with passes out in front, shots. Another goal for the Wolfpack. There's that guy again, Nardella with 2 goals now.
Once again, I don't even know if Benet saw that goal go in.
Yeah, I mean, Koehn, he struggled today. There's no doubt about it. He's got to tell his defenders, look, you got to push him out. You got to push him out. I need a clean angle. It's a goal. It's a good shot by Nardella, as you can see on screen with patting their goalie on the back.
Benet just switched goaltenders. Koehn's on the bench.
Yeah, they really needed this game. You want to give Koehn some ice time, but he just doesn't have it tonight. You saw that play earlier where he played it behind the net, and then St. Ignatius with the steal. And, yeah, he just didn't have it tonight, so they go to Ciesla, and we'll see what Ciesla can do. What a hit delivered into the boards.
Like I said, both these teams I feel like are really playing this like a playoff game. Goalie's not doing well, get the backup in there. Hard hitting. You can tell they really need this game, both these teams.
Well, Benet can't afford to give up any more goals. If you look at the standings right now, what a huge win that was for Benet against Brother Rice. That was their only loss of the CCHL. Benet now with 8 wins, 5 losses. Brother Rice has played phenomenal. 10 wins, 1 loss. The Wolfpack, I'm sorry, I think I have JV. Let me go back to varsity. I was like, that doesn't look right. Okay, here we go. Try again. Take 2. Yeah, Fenwick 10-2, and they got 2 wins over the mighty Benet Academy Red Wings. And the Wolfpack and Benet both 9-2 on the season. At neutral ice. And back over to the blue line. Stolen away, tapped up in the air, and back over to the face-off dot. Shot saved by Ciesla. He'll cover it up. 2-0 lead still for the St. Ignatius Wolfpack.
Good save there from Ciesla. And when you're coming in pretty much cold in the first period of a game you have to have, you really need to get that first save under your belt. He looks like he's probably going to settle in pretty nicely in this game.
Wolfpack, even though they're in second place, they have dominated in terms of offense. 59 goals for, a goal differential of plus 39, but they're 9-2. Fenwick's 10-2. All that matters is your wins and losses.
I mean, you could score as many goals as you want and allow as many as you want, but wins and losses are all that matter. A lot of that positive goal differential is them really beating up on some subpar teams. I think they beat Mount Carmel 11-0.
But a tough year for the Caravan. They're 0-10. Goal differential of minus 56. They're the only team in the CCHL who does not have at least 10 goals scored on the season.
They had their whole season's worth of goals allowed against them in that one game.
Out behind the net and then slapped over to the point.
St. Ignatius is really, when they're on the attack, they're keeping it there for a while.
Back into the territory of St. Ignatius at the point, trying to get it out of the Wolfpack. A little slow-moving puck, tapped over to the blue line. Wolfpack get it, passing it up, and then it's near the St. Ignatius bench. Wolfpack get it in deep. Ciesla will play it. Here's the tough thing, Quincy. Ciesla didn't get a lot of first-team reps in practice because they were hoping Koehn could get the job done tonight. How does that factor into today's game? Ciesla coming in cold.
I mean, it's not ideal. It's really not. But with the way Koehn's playing, they don't have a choice. Like I said earlier, good to get that first save under your belt and get yourself settled in. Like, I know as a Maple Leafs fan, I'm well familiar with when David Ayers came in completely cold for the Hurricanes in his first ever NHL game as a Zamboni driver and ended up beating the Leafs. But yeah, he allowed 2 goals in his first 2 shots. So Ciesla's settling in, I think, pretty nicely so far.
He's gotten most of the reps this year in terms of starts. They were hoping to have a night off for him, but Koehn just didn't have it. The other problem with that is, Quincy, when you get rid of a goalie that early on in the game, sometimes it can shake his confidence.
Yeah.
But it's such a big game in the CCHL, you can't afford another loss. They were undefeated, then they lost to Fenwick. Big win here, breakaway chance, and then at the last second get in that play by Quinlan.
Great job getting in front there. And he brings a huge hit on the boards afterwards.
Yeah, delivering Rom into the boards, and there'll be icing called against Benet. Under 4 to go. Still 2-0 game. Nardella the difference. He's got 2 goals, but that's the reason why Koehn's not playing anymore. They were not terrible goals, but they were just shots at the point that Koehn probably should have had. He's got to be better at telling his players, get away from me so I'm not screening in front of the net.
I mean, as a hockey fan, you're normally conditioned to not blame a goaltender because, what is his defense doing in front of him? But 2 of those, you probably needed to get at least 1 of those as a save.
Got to have at least 1. And it's also about being a leader out there, something Koehn needs to work on. Tell your defense, look, push him out. Help me out a little bit so I have a clean angle. If you can't see the puck, you can't save it, but you still have to tell your defensemen and forwards, push him out so I can see it. And that's a huge hit behind Netsky. Hand goes up, and it's going to be a power play coming for the Wolfpack, and then tied up on the play. Falling to the ice is Stone. Reif delivered the hit. Are they going to also call a penalty on Reif?
That's something you can't have after your opponent commits a penalty. You do not want to commit another one as retaliation to go on a 4-on-4 instead of being up a man. That's something that the Tampa Bay Lightning will do all the time. If Tampa commits a penalty, they will immediately start pushing and try to get you to take an instigator penalty too.
Heads-up play. It's good gamesmanship by the Red Wings and just not heads-up hockey by the Wolfpack. Look, just take the power play and just skate away. You're already up 2 goals. Now you got 4-on-4.
And 4-on-4, I think, is something that really favors Benet.
Yes.
Benet is definitely a quicker, faster team than St Ignatius. St Ignatius is the bigger, more hard-hitting team. So the fact that this is 4-on-4, Benet, I think, needs a goal right here. If they can just cut this to 1 before the period ends, they're going to say, all right, look, we've had those 2 bad goals, but if we can get 1 back here, we're going to be sitting pretty for this second and eventually third period.
It's been a good year for Benet, but they played with fire a little bit, Quincy. 2 of their wins were in overtime.
Yeah, and like I said, the 3-on-3 really favors them, but I don't think they want to go into overtime today. They want to get this game wrapped up neatly with a bow in regulation.
It's asking a lot of your offense, though. You got to score 3 unanswered, and you can't give up any more goals. Oh, by the way, your goalie did not get a lot of first-team reps in practice and in the warm-ups coming into this game.
Yeah, it's going to be a tall task, but Benet, I think they're up to it. They were down. They were down by 2 against St. Rita. Came back with a terrific third period. So if there's any team that can come up with a comeback like that, it's Benet.
Right. I think the Benet fans would like to avoid being in these positions because they've dominated most of their games. But the last week or 2, teams have caught up. They've watched the game film. They've made adjustments, and it's up for Benet to make their own adjustments. They have to readjust to the adjustments that the other teams have made. Here's a chance for the Wolfpack. Hand going up. It's going to be a power play. Chances it's sent up in front. Can't get it on net. It'll be a 5-on-4 once Benet gets the puck.
Extra attacker on for St. Ignatius. Net's empty.
You got to be careful if you're St. Ignatius and finally possessed by the Red Wings, and this is big for the Wolfpack, partner. They can possibly score their 3rd goal of the game on this power play, go into the first intermission up by 3 goals.
Yeah, you gotta keep your pedal on the gas in hockey. You cannot crawl into a shell and just play defense the whole game. You gotta keep scoring, gotta keep attacking. If St. Ignatius is able to get a goal here on this power play, it could be tough. It could be really tough sledding for Benet the rest of this game.
So going to the box will be Hollweck. I haven't seen a lot of penalties today, mostly disciplined hockey, but meanwhile, 2 goals scored by Nardella, and that's where we stand right now. One's that Koehn, at least one of them he should have had. Well, can't go back. We don't have the DeLorean. We can't crank it up to 88 miles an hour. So just going to have to move forward with it if you're a Benet fan. And they're going to have to kill this penalty for another minute 43.
Bennett's really going to have to be playing at 88 to 100 miles an hour these next 2 periods.
Can't be too aggressive, though. You're still shorthanded for another minute 30. And I have 9-2, but I think they mean 9-5. There's been a couple of shots on goal, and don't forget about those 2 goals that were scored. So it's more like 9-5, 9-7, but I agree, Bennett's leading in shots on goal. And like I said, these are informal stats that we have. But they're not quality shots. That's the problem with Benet.
Yeah, they're running in. They're just jabbing at the puck at the net. St. Ignatius is actually taking their time setting up plays on offense.
And I get why Bennett's doing that crash net philosophy. You get it off the pad, ricochet off a corner to the other corner, you know, from one face-off dot to the other. But at the same time, eventually Bennett's going to have to do some set plays, get it to the slot.
That's also just how Benet plays, I think, overall. Like against St. Rita in the 2 periods where they really won, because they allowed 5 goals in 1 period. But in the 2 periods they won, I think it was 2-0 and 2-0, the 2 periods they won. They were just completely out-shooting St. Rita. But, you know, this is a game where they're really going to have to set some stuff up.
We got a quality goalie tonight. Oh, look at that hit.
Huge hit. You love to see that if you're a Benet fan. St. Ignatius been the more physical team. That is a little bit of a message that says you're not going to come into our house and do that all game.
And don't want to be pushed around on your home ice as Simon Moynihan falling to the ice hard. The hit was delivered by Hensel. And now back to the corner. That'll do it for the power play. So good PK by Benet, but meanwhile still in the Benet zone. Trying to steal and does. Tapped over. Here we go. A one-on-one to end the period, but he's dead tired. Stop and start. He's got an open man in front. They can't deliver to it. Backhanded chance by Hollweck. Comes out of the box and then iced by St. Ignatius. We'll have one more face-off before the period ends.
I think with this upcoming face-off, I think if you're playing whoever's taking this face-off for Benet, you go for the tie-up and have your winger step up for a shot.
You could do that, yeah. It's got to be quick. Well, you got 4.9. In hockey, that's an eternity.
That's more than enough time in hockey to get a goal.
You know, I'm not going to reference D3, but he is true. Coach O'Ryan, how long does it take to score a goal? Less than a second as that shot off the face-off goes wide, and that'll do it for the period. Nice effort by St. Ignatius. Joel Koehn just didn't have it tonight, partner. They go to Ciesla off the bench. He'll finish the game as a netminder. Tall task for the Benet Academy Red Wings. We will see if they can come back from a 2-goal deficit. You are watching the Benet Academy Red Wings against the St. Ignatius College Prep Wolfpack here on Recruitlings. So probably just go off the monitor. It's not a great angle for the live shot.
Brian's Garage Door Solutions. 25 years of expert residential and commercial garage door design, sales, and service, and almost 1,000 5-star Google reviews. Tate Enterprises. Design and remodeling for kitchens, basements, bathrooms, whole house, and home additions. Max Heads Custom Kick Drum Heads. Design online, upload, create, rock. If you're in a band, you need a Max Head. Brian's Garage Door Solutions. 25 years of expert residential and commercial garage door design, sales, and service, and almost 1,000 5-star Google reviews. Tate Enterprises. Design and remodeling for kitchens, basements, bathrooms, whole house, and home additions. Max Heads Custom Kick Drum Heads. Design online, upload, create, rock. If you're in a band, you need a Max Head.
Good evening, everybody. Kyle Smith alongside Quincy Bell. Second period about to start. It's 2-0 in favor of the Wolfpack, and Quincy, not exactly the start that the Red Wings were looking for.
No, you definitely don't want to be down multiple goals after the first period, but I think if you're talking in that meeting between periods, you got to say, hey, look, guys, we're out shooting them, we're out chancing them. Despite how quality those chances might be, they're still out shooting them, they're still out chancing them. They just got to know that they just got to keep putting the pressure on them. If they just keep getting the puck in, being the faster team, the puck will find the net. They just got to come out and have a really good second period and not feel like all hope is lost.
Face-off won that time by the Red Wings, but more of a draw. As it was a good second effort off the face-off by the Wolfpack. As a spin-around move that time by Quinlan on the forecheck was Eber out in front, trying to get it out, are the Red Wings. Back in neutral ice, it was off the stick of Hollweck. And now near the center line. Couldn't split the D that time by Charles Reif, and now into the zone. That shot off the blocker, off the pad as well, and then over to the CCM sign.
Huge hit. Absolutely massive hit from Benet. They're going to have a chance upcoming here.
Chance shot, and a great save by Netsky. Hand goes up, though. Might be a power play, and it is. 2 minutes of power play hockey coming up for the Red Wings.
Great save there by Ignatius. Point blank, gloved it.
What? Power play hockey coming up for the Benet Academy Red Wings. As going to the box will be Simon Moynihan. It's been a tough day for him, Quincy. He got drilled earlier in the first period, and now he's in the sin bin for 2 minutes.
Yeah, I'm sure he'd like to be out there helping his team win, but, you know, sometimes you have bad games.
It's bad decisions. You got to know where you are at all times. You got to know what a penalty is and what it's not. Worst penalty you could ever commit in hockey, obviously, is tripping. Just lazy hockey. Probably second most lazy is probably slashing.
Or delay a game, just shooting the puck over the boards.
That's it. Yeah, it's lazy. It's a little aggressive, though, as that's a pass out in front, and St Ignatius will ice. And what's interesting, Potter, I don't know if you're aware, but when the Chicago Mission and other high-performance hockey league teams play, when you're killing a penalty, you cannot ice the puck. You will be called for icing on a 5-on-4 disadvantage. It's pretty interesting hockey.
Yeah.
But we do not play those rules, so we play normal NHL rules, so you can ice it. Down a man, there's a goal for the Red Wings! Dicosola scores, and they're back in the game.
Exactly what they needed. Keep crashing the net, keep out chancing them, keep out shooting them. Puck's gonna find the net. Lucky bounce, gets a good open net in front, doesn't miss it. Cuts the lead in half.
Just a humongous goal scored for the Benet Academy Red Wings. Dicosola. Right place, right time. Beautiful pass. As you watch it on replay right now, DeWilkins had it and just bounced on Dicosola's stick, and he finished the play with a beautiful goal. Well, don't go anywhere. It just got interesting. Now just down by 1.
Yeah, and if you're St Ignatius, once again, can't crawl into a shell with that 2-goal lead. Got to keep attacking. And it looks like the ref is saying something to the Benet fans behind the net.
Yeah, you cannot pound on the glass during the play in a high school hockey game.
I've seen angry parents break the glass before.
Yep, that's an ejection. Remember, this is the Chicago Catholic League. We're upstanding young men.
Yeah.
Supposed to be above all the public league stuff, but long time coming for the Chicago Hockey League. It's been around since 1963. A lot of tradition.
That's original 6 era.
Nah, the original 6 started in the 20s.
But it was still just only 6 teams until 67.
I see what you're saying, okay.
Last time my Maple Leafs won a Stanley Cup.
67. Are you from Canada?
No, I'm from Indiana, but I don't root for the Blackhawks. I just decided to pick a different team, and I picked wrong because the Leafs keep disappointing me in the playoffs.
Yeah, of all the hockey teams, that would be at the bottom of my list to pick.
Can't go back now.
It's a cool logo, though. A lot of tradition. Obviously, hockey started in Toronto.
Their current logo is actually a sycamore leaf and not a maple leaf.
It's tough to win in hockey, man. I mean, look at the New York Rangers. We're talking about media market #1. They won a cup in 1940. They did not win another one until 1994. And to make things even worse, on nearby Long Island, the Islanders won 4 in a row.
Oh, yeah. Those are some great teams.
That just shows you how tough it is to win in hockey. It doesn't matter how big your payroll is, how big your media budget is. It's hard to win. It's hard to find the right kind of players. Is that pass attempt can't get through.
You saw it last year with the Rangers, though. They played the Devils in the first round. They spent all that money, got a bunch of great players, and the Devils beat them in 7 games.
Yeah, you just never know, man. In hockey, it's just one of those fun games. As there's a wide open man in front. He gets it to him. Chance. And Ciesla somehow made the save.
He's into this game, man. He's not coming in cold anymore. He's making some big plays.
Look, I think Koehn could have made that play as well, but still, that was a fabulous play by Ciesla.
Yeah.
That was a big decision by head coach Andrew Schlie to take Koehn out. And look, you also don't want to put him in a position where if he keeps giving up more goals, that can shake his confidence as well in a big game like this. No matter what, it's a tough decision. You want Koehn to get reps. He just wasn't getting the job done how you would like. You go to Ciesla, and he's giving them the best chance to win right now. Saucer pass out in front. They did step 1 of the 3-step process, Quincy. They got the first goal. Now they got to score again, then they got to score again, and they can't give up any more. Tough task, but they did task 1 of 3.
First one is always hardest to get. So they need 3, but I would say they're almost halfway there. I think if Benet scores, this will just be a little prediction for me. I think if Benet scores the next goal to tie it up at 2, they'll make it 3-2 eventually.
They're definitely outplaying the Wolfpack as that's a steal. 2-on-1 coming up. Wide open man in front. Saucer pass. Loose puck in the slot.
So are they calling that a goal before the net came off?
This is going to be interesting. I'm going to watch this on replay in a second.
I don't know. If they're calling that a goal, I need to see a clear-cut replay of that.
So here we go. So right now it's in the zone. Ill-advised pinch. Great play, though. And then setting it up in front.
Oh, yeah, that net is way off the pit, way off.
So they're going to talk about it. I think we are going to go back to a 2-1 game. At least right now we've got 3-1. You watch it one more time.
Oh, he ran into the net before his teammate even got the puck on his stick.
And what I want you guys to do that are watching it on YouTube, you can play it back in .25 speed. Okay, so if you play it back in .25 speed, you can clearly see the net went off. You can see how ticked off Benet is right now, and for good reason. All right, so loose
Great
puck.
save again there by Ciesla, although you'd like to see him corral.
The net is clearly off. And look, St Ignatius is the one that knocked the net off. It wasn't even a Benet player. So you can't argue that it's either a penalty shot or a penalty because Benet did not knock out the net on purpose. It was accidentally by a St Ignatius player.
I'll give it to St Ignatius, though. You got to celebrate like you scored it. You got to sell that.
Well, yeah, you got to sell it. As you can see, the refs talking about it. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast, by the way. Hit that subscribe button. After a minute, you can comment on the broadcast, and you can talk about, what's going on, what you like, don't like about what's going on. If you love the commentators, it's fine. If you hate us, well, any kind of comments are fine as well. Constructive criticism is what we're looking for. This is a huge call, though, Quincy, because 3-1 would almost feel like a dagger for the Benet Academy Red Wings after they've come all the way back. They go to a different netminder, and then after all that, the Wolfpack make it a 2-goal lead again. For the Wolfpack, that would hurt as well because it looks like you just went back up by 2, and then it's back to 2-1.
Well, for the refs on the ice, they're not looking at the replay that we're looking at.
Right, correct.
So while it looks like they had the wrong call, this is going to be incredibly hard to overturn because how do you even overturn a call like this with no replay?
Right. Well, you can get help. So you got your linesman, right? And everybody's looking at the play. Everybody has different angles. So the guy that's at the far corner doesn't have the greatest angle. The guy's right behind the shooter, has the best angle of the play. So he can overrule the guy that made the call because the end line guy's looking for the puck to get past the end line. By the way, the net was clearly off before the shot. Would have entered the normal net. So right now we've got a penalty shot. So it looks like they're going to put it back to 2-1, which is interesting. I think this is the wrong call too because Benet did not knock into the net. St Ignatius did, but here we go. Penalty shot. Couple of moves, shot, and he scores! Goal awarded for Jackson Steinlauf. It's a somewhat of a break for Benet, but not really, partner, because Ignatius ran into the net, not Benet.
Yeah, I mean, the score is still the same as if they would have called it correctly. But or if they would have called it, you know.
If Ciesla had made the save, then Bennett's like, okay, no harm done, but now the harm was done because you got it wrong.
Great shootout move there, though. Walking it real slow, Evgeny Kuznetsov style. Wait till the goalie flinches, put it up.
Look, I understand why they made that call. They just thought that Benet knocked into their own net on purpose to not allow a goal, which does happen sometimes in youth hockey, but it did not happen on that play.
Yeah, I mean, that's a tough call to make, but at the same time, I don't know how you come to that conclusion because there wasn't even a Benet skater near the net.
No, because it was a 2-on-1, and the only guy that was there was trying to get in the way of the passing lane. So just using the law of physics, he would not be able to knock into the net like what happened. Meanwhile, his last touch by the Red Wings. Well, Bennett's going to have to find a way to bounce back from what just happened. And meanwhile, Ciesla, that's the one problem about coming off the bench, partner. You're not getting those reps. You're not getting those saves coming into the game. And so when you're in a tough spot like that, where you haven't seen a lot of one-on-ohs in practice, tough spot to be in.
Yeah, I mean, tough break for Benet, but I had a coach that once said, fair is the place where you go to ride rides. You gotta overcome it.
Yeah, are you a Macbeth fan at all?
Not really, but
you remember the old saying or the old line from the play?
I know. You see, you're taking me back to my high school English days, and I'm drawing a blank.
Fair is foul, and foul is fair. There's no such thing as fair.
My high school English teacher, Miss Bessich, would be very disappointed.
One of my favorite Shakespearean plays. It's a lot of great quotes from that. And then, of course, when I was a kid, as here's a chance for Benet. Might be offside. Hand goes up. We got a couple of players going near the box. His last touch by Benet, so it's a penalty, would be against the Red Wings, and a guy indeed is going to the sin bin, as that will be Jack Vought. It's going from bad to worse right now for the Red Wings.
Yeah, you can't win them all, but I mean, look, you can't be getting frustrated and taking penalties after a bad call against your team. You got to keep your composure. And I get they're high school age kids, but that's just something you got to improve on.
Well, if you want to get to the next level, if you want to play ACHA, Division III, Division I college hockey, it's not going to be allowed. You're going to get cut from the team when you keep committing bad penalties. We still have enforcers in hockey, but even enforcers, that shot saved by Ciesla, then covered up by Ciesla, and then falling to the ice that time is 24 in Austin Haynes. But here's the hockey game right now. If Ciesla gives up another goal, that's it. I don't see Benet coming back from a 3-goal deficit, especially after what happened, what transpired. A goal was scored, then they took the goal off the board, but then they awarded a penalty shot that shouldn't have been awarded, and after all that, Ciesla gave up the goal. You give up another goal here, it would be just so demoralizing to this Benet team.
And plus, don't discredit St Ignatius. They've still been hitting hard. They've not been really crawling into a shell. They're still getting chances. Like, I know you could talk about how illegitimate that goal is, but sometimes you create your own luck. They're still buzzing around the net creating chances, so it's not – St Ignatius is still heavily outplaying Benet, I feel like, in this game.
Yeah, I mean, they're playing an excellent game. Some mistakes that were made by Koehn. Some mistakes that were made by the defensemen and the forwards. Look, you got to pick up your goalie and you got to knock those players out in front of the net so your goalie's not screened. The better team is winning right now, and Ignatius out in front, shot. And did it go in the net?
I don't think so.
Went on top of the net.
Top of the net.
Hey, look, it's like you said, Quincy. Like, even if it didn't go in the net, just do your little dance.
Yeah.
And make the ref think that it went into the net.
One of my good friends who ran the 100 meters at our high school, he said you run like the race is 110 meters. So even if you gotta finish the little stuff, that's just something that you gotta have happen.
Yeah, that's bad roughing right there. It hasn't been great reffing tonight. You never blame a game on reffing, but that's something as a ref. Look, make sure it goes in the glove. He gets the glove over it, then blow the whistle. You can always wait. You don't want to wait too long because then players are hacking at the glove. But if you call it too early, that was a chance for Ignatius to put this game away.
Well, there was a play in the JV game that happened before this where the puck was rolling in the blue paint, and the St. Ignatius goalie covered the puck and then got hit from behind while he had the puck under his net. So his glove moved into the net, and they called it a goal. That was, I thought, maybe an even worse call than the one that we just saw.
Yeah, I mean, I understand why they made that call, just for people that are just joining the broadcast right now. So what happened is the net fell off, right? And an Ignatius player knocked into the net. If that was Benet, if you knock your net off on purpose, it's a penalty shot awarded to the other team. But the Benet player didn't knock off the net. An Ignatius player knocked it off. They took the goal off the board, but they still awarded a penalty shot, which they should not have done. And then Ignatius scored the penalty shot, and that's where we stand right now.
That call seemed like a compromise almost. It was like they didn't want to give him the goal, but they didn't want to just let Benet off scot-free. So they're like, let's just go out there and make him earn it.
Right.
Which Ignatius did. They did convert on the penalty shot.
And look, you don't have replay. I wish they would use our replay because Eric Ratchey does a really good job with videography here.
Oh, he's great, man. Best in the business.
Yeah, as they try to redirect that goal in. Man, the intensity, you talked about it, Quincy. Look at that hit. Just drilled on the ice. As the hand goes up for icing. We're back to 5-on-5, and look, Bennett's still in this game. It doesn't feel like it. It just feels like they're out of it after that goal was scored on the 1-on-0. But if they could find a way to make this 3-2 before the Zamboni, anything can happen.
Yeah, I think they definitely have to cut it to 1, because after the second period, high school hockey, that's when you go to the locker rooms and you really talk things over. It's not like the NHL. It's not first intermission, second intermission. It's the Zamboni only comes out between the second and third period. So I think you really got to get some confidence going into that locker room, because I think at the moment it'd be a pretty demoralized locker room for Benet.
Excellent game for Nardella. We haven't had a lot of defensemen that take over games with their shooting, but that's what's happened for Nardella today, is that's out in front and trying to get that one on net. And of course in hockey we do the 3 stars of the game. Still early on to announce the 3 stars. That's a loose puck and then blown dead by the nearest ref. As the line judge says, we must stop playing.
Who would you be putting at first star so far?
Obviously Nardella.
You got to, man.
2 goals. Are they garbage goals? No. Are they great goals?
Yeah, they don't ask how, they ask how many.
Right. I mean, look, when you think of the highlights that Wayne Gretzky did, are you going to watch every goal that he scored, or are you going to just know that he scored the most goals in the NHL? It's not how you get them, it's just that you got them.
People don't ask how good the goaltending was in the 80s. They just ask how many goals he scored.
Right. And I get it. Like, that's what makes hockey so interesting. There's those garbage goals, right, where your teammate shoots it at a specific spot on the pad so that it can directly go on your stick for a rebound try. But you know what? That's good physics. That's good coaching. That's good practice.
Like I said earlier, you create your own luck. If you're the team that's buzzing around the net getting chances, you're going to get those lucky bounces that go into the net more than the team that's not.
It's about the goalie, too. Like, for example, so on a 2-on-1, what some teams will like to do, instead of doing that saucer pass out in front, they'll shoot it directly at the pad on an angle so that it can have a rebound try for the guy that's attacking on the other side of the ice. The goalie has to know that and have good rebound control to not have a rebound that's directly out in front of the slot.
And also, if you're the defenseman on a 2-on-1, you're taught play the pass.
Correct.
Because your goalie, if you play the shot, then your goalie's going to not be able to see the puck. And so you're taught to play the pass, so you take away that chance to have him cross the net.
Lazy hockey. Not good by Benet as the hand's still up, so it'll most likely be a tripping against Benet. It's never a good idea to commit penalties, Quincy, but a terrible idea to commit penalties when you're already down 2 goals.
Yeah, I mean, Murphy's Law, bad to worse. It's really not something you want to have happen. And finally,
that was close to another tripping.
So if they would have had 3 men in the box, would it just be?
It'd be 2 2-minute penalties.
2 2-minute penalties.
5-on-3 for a full 2 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, he was starting to fall down anyways. Yeah. It looked like a little tug with the stick, though.
Yeah. I think for the most part, though, these refs have been letting them play. Like, there have been a lot of huge hits that definitely could have been called, but that have not. The refs, I think, are being incredibly lenient today, especially with that aspect of the game.
So it's going to be 4-on-4 for another minute 03. So in the box for minute 3 is St. Ignatius, and then a full 2 minutes for the Red Wings. In the box right now for the Wolfpack is Charles Reif. It's an Ignatius team that's played well in the Scholastic Hockey League and very well in the Chicago Hockey League. They play a lot of hockey games this year to the Wolfpack. And it's one of those interesting years, partner, where Fenwick has struggled in the SHL, but they have played very well in the Chicago Hockey League.
Well, you got to, as a coach, you got to seek out competition. You can't just be playing the same teams all the time. Like, I know a lot of teams in college football, Bama's out here scheduling Texas before they're going to be in the SEC. Michigan's scheduling Texas for next year. And those games, yeah, you might lose some, but if you're playing top-notch competition, you're always in your best form, and you play better when you play against better teams sometimes. That'll really get you some better reps. Going to get tripping here against St. Ignatius.
Partner, the Wolfpack are trying their best to keep the Benet Academy Red Wings in this game.
Yeah, I mean, that was a bad penalty. Completely swept his legs out. That's going to get called 11 times out of 10.
I like it, 11 times out of 10. That's like the epitome of a hockey penalty.
Yeah, there are some penalties that are just so obvious. My favorite one is with tripping when the stick gets stuck in the skate, and then you can't even be like, "Well, ref, I didn't even touch him." It's like, well, your stick is in the skate. There are some penalties they're obvious.
Right, and it's a contact sport, so you shouldn't even be tugging at the leg with your stick anyways. Just play the body and knock him off the puck. There's really no point for you to be putting your stick near the skate anyways.
Back to 4-on-4 here for the next minute.
Not making it easy on the guy in the penalty box, as that's a backhander out in front. That's got to input all these penalties.
Benet really needs their foot on the gas here. They're 4-on-4 for the next minute, and then they're going to have 30 seconds of man advantage.
If you're wondering who the Wolfpack will go to in crunch time, obviously we talked about Tierney and Ryan, 12 goals, 11 assists, and that's a wraparound goal and a 4-1 lead for the Wolfpack.
You really need a save there. Got to get that pad against the post. No room for error. That you need a save there.
That might be the dagger. Tierney and Ryan, we just talked about him. That's now 13 goals for the young man, and that might be the dagger.
Yeah, I mean, unless Benet can pull a 2013 Bruins, come back from down 4-1, I mean, it might be over.
13 goals now for Tierney and Ryan. Wow. He's a spectacular hockey player. It's like you said, though, Quincy. Ciesla is a very good goaltender. That's one he should have had.
Yeah, you gotta get the pad against the post. But Ryan extending his point lead for the CCHL.
Little saucer pass out front. Breakaway try. Backhander. Good save by Ciesla. So, partner, after all that, the penalty shot that should not have been called really doesn't matter right now.
Yeah, I mean, still would have been 3-1. I mean, you can complain about it all you want, but still got to go out there and execute.
Right. I mean, even without it, Benet would be chasing 2 goals right now. So they're giving up too many goals. Koehn didn't play his best hockey. Ciesla's been decent. It's been a tough spot. Too many penalties by the Benet Academy Red Wings.
I mean, like St. Ignatius, they're keeping, when they get the puck in the offensive zone, they're keeping it there for a lot of time. And I feel like you're getting a lot of tired Benet skaters because they just don't have time to change.
Man, you talk about a one-man wrecking crew. Now, there are some good hockey players on St. Ignatius, but how about this? Tiernan Ryan, 13 goals, 12 assists.
He has triple the amount of goals of second place Michael HOLLUB.
Yeah, Austin Haynes.
Oh, sorry. I was looking at assists.
Right, yeah. 3 power play goals, 3 power play assists. Excellent year for Tiernan Ryan. And he also has been in the box for just 4 minutes, so he avoids bad penalties.
Disciplined player, you need that.
Well, if Bennett's going to come back into this game, you can't score 3 goals at once, so you got to find a way to score at least one more before the period ends.
When you're coming back from a deficit like this, you can't look at it as a 3-goal deficit, because when you try to think about scoring 3 goals unanswered, it seems pretty daunting. When you try to think about scoring 1, it doesn't seem that hard. So they just got to take this 1 goal at a time and not try to be overwhelmed right now. But that's, unfortunately for them, I think what's happening. St. Ignatius is just bigger, keeping them in their defensive zone almost the whole game.
Are you a Rush fan, Quincy?
Not particularly. My friend is the biggest Rush fan on planet Earth, but not my cup of tea.
Is he slapping the bass, man?
Big drummer, my buddy. He has a big drum set in his basement. He'll go ham on that all day long if he wants to.
That's a pass over that time to Michael HOLLUB. Is that pass 10 to target was 45. I wasn't a huge Rush fan. Then I saw the movie I Love You, Man, and I started to appreciate Rush a little bit more.
I've never seen it.
That was before your time, partner. I sometimes forget how young you are. What are you, 20 years old?
I'm 20 currently.
Yeah, that was...
How old are you?
Too old. 33. But who's counting?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was made in 2009.
Yeah, I would have been 6 years old.
Man, you're young. Appreciate it, because eventually you will get old. It's a certainty.
Yeah.
Offside or Bennett, but it's delayed offside. Tough one to swallow if you're a Bennett fan, but you almost saw this coming the way they had struggled against St. Rita and Fenwick.
Yeah, like I said pregame too, it's hard to beat a good team twice. Bennett beat St. Ignatius 4-2 earlier in the year, and they needed their A game to beat them today. And through first 2 periods, this is their C- to D game.
Well, you might not win the hockey game, but they are still playing with pride. Michael O'Rourke with a dangerous hit.
That's a frustration hit. That is a 3-goal deficit full of frustration that's getting taken out in that hit.
HOLLUB with it. One-timer, as covering it up well and smothering the puck is Ciesla.
Yeah, despite them being down 4-1, Ciesla I think has still played really well in this game. I know he gave up the 1 goal just recently that he really should have had, and he gave up the penalty shot. But I mean, other than that, if it wasn't for him, this game could be 6-7-1 right now.
Yeah, Koehn was struggling. You could sense it as that's a turnaround shot. Rebound try, backhander covered up by Ciesla. You could sense it on that play where he went out to get the puck, but he didn't know that there was a forechecker right on his back, and he had to give up the puck, and it allowed St. Ignatius to set up a play right behind Koehn, and you just don't want that. If you're going to go behind the net, you got to make sure you're going to keep possession of the puck, or you got to tell your defenseman, hustle, 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 one man, one man, one man.
And you got to pick a side to pass it to most of the time. He just it was like a drop pass behind the net, and there was just nobody home. Like, you can't just be leaving it there. You got to at least pick a side to shoot it along.
Well, we're pretty far along in this hockey game right now. If we had to do 3 stars, number 1, he's put in a tough spot. I agree with what you said, Quincy. I would put Benjamin Ciesla for the 3rd star, 3rd best player. 2nd best player, what a goal by Tiernan Ryan on that wraparound. That was beautiful. And then 2 goals by Nardella. That's the difference maker in this game.
Ryan looking like John Tavares in Game 7 against the Florida Panthers in, I think, 2015, I believe.
That's back in the day. Tavares used to play for the Long Island.
Toronto got him to come back home, though.
And that's got to sting if you're a Rangers fan. Like, we've been in the original 6, and the New York Islanders have 4 times as many Stanley Cups as we have since 1940.
I'm sorry, Rangers fans. I feel like we've been taking just unnecessary jabs at your hockey club.
It's okay. I like the Penguins, so.
You're a Penguins fan?
I like the Penguins, yeah. We like the Rangers. Just not the Flyers. No Flyers.
No Flyers. Big rivalry, man. You like hard-hitting hockey games? Watch a Flyers-Penguins game.
Yeah. That's another goal for the Wolfpack. That time, Quinlan, one of their better hockey players. And it's all over but the crying. It's going to be a Wolfpack victory tonight.
That is the final nail's descent on the coffin.
Well, you could honestly put Koehn back in the game. If I were head coach Andrew Schlie, I would do that. See if you can get his confidence back up.
Yeah, I would consider doing that.
But there's only 3 minutes left in the period, so you can talk about it either with your coaching staff or with both goalies. But, sorry, Benet fans, just not the game for you tonight.
Can't win them all. And when St Ignatius gets up, they stay up. That's part of the reason. I know we tried to diminish their goal differential earlier in the broadcast. They have the best goal differential. They're plus 59, and with this plus 4, they're plus 64 on the season. That's the best in the CCHL. But you got to give them credit. They stay on the gas when they have a lead.
Yeah, they're kind of like a great white shark. When they smell blood, they finish off the job in grand fashion. Yeah. They're the anti-San Jose Sharks, who are actual sharks, but they're no bueno right now.
My goodness, are they bad. There was a chance that they could. I thought there was a chance they could go winless the whole year, but they did beat the Edmonton Oilers, and the Oilers are also having a very rough season right now.
That should be an ejection against Cade Rosenthal. We'll see what the refs say. It's clearly a cross-check. Clearly after the whistle. Clearly not necessary. Was it intent to injure? I mean, it was a pretty brutal cross-check.
Yeah, and the composure for Benet has just been all out of whack since that no-call to make it 3-1. Since that, they've been taking late hits. They've been doing stuff like that. They're taking penalties. Their composure in their head right now, completely out of this game.
Right, and that's good coaching by St. Ignatius. They took Benet out of their game. This is their home rink, and St. Ignatius played Wolfpack hockey and forced Benet to play Wolfpack hockey tonight.
Yeah, and Benet is just not built to play Wolfpack hockey. They're a quick team. They're kind of a smaller team than St. Ignatius, and they like to buzz around and get chances, but St. Ignatius is making them play physical, and they're just not up to the task.
Well, they're a smaller team. It's harder to be physical when you're a smaller team. Benet likes to just shoot, crash the net, and give credit where credit is due for the St. Ignatius team. They put a lot of defenders right in front of the net and made sure there was no garbage goals tonight. If you were going to score on Netsky, you had to earn it.
The physical versus quick team was on display when the Leafs played the Panthers in the second round this year. The Leafs are a real quick team that likes to get chances like that, but the Florida Panthers will bully you out of a game with some hits and physical play, and that's ultimately why they beat the Leafs in 5 games.
So it's going to be a 2-minute minor, and going into the box will actually be Michael O'Rourke.
They're probably going to get him for an instigating. Oh, they're both on the box.
Okay, actually, they got the wrong number because O'Rourke's on the ice right now. So we got 4 on the ice. It's a 5-on-4. So they got it wrong on the screen. They'll get that fixed in a second. It's going to be a 2-minute power play for St. Ignatius. Oh boy, just when it rains, it pours. And that's what's happened to Benet Academy tonight. Great game played, though, by St. Ignatius. They were frustrated by what happened in September Quincy, and it showed tonight. They wanted the victory, and they're going to get it.
Yeah, I mean, they came out with a purpose today. They're like, we're not going to let this team just run us out of the game with their speed. Play physical, play the way you know how to play, and just a great game being played by St. Ignatius right now.
By the way, if you're watching the broadcast, we will have a Benet player for postgame. Probably the guy that scored. I mean, there's not a lot of players that you can pick for Benet tonight that played excellent. That's kind of why they're down 5-1.
Yeah, I mean, that is what it is.
That shot, another try by Quinlan. Another try, and they finally clear it. Led by Michael Montgomery, the St. Ignatius team. They're physical. They don't stop. You got to fight to the end to beat this Wolfpack team. There's that saucer pass out front. Shot goes wide.
You got to fight to the end. As far as I'm concerned, Benet stopped fighting when it was 3-1.
It looked like it, didn't it? It just hurt. They're like, what? Why is there a penalty shot? There shouldn't be one. It doesn't matter, man. This isn't the NHL. Refs are gonna make mistakes. You're gonna make mistakes because you're a young adult, 17, 18, 16 years old. Mistakes are gonna happen. You got to rise above it. Ciesla couldn't make the save. All the pressure's on a goalie anyways on a breakaway.
Yeah.
If you can make the save, you're a phenomenal goalie, and you'll probably be playing, college hockey at the D3, D1 level. He couldn't make the save. You got to rise above it. And you know what? Even if they got the call right, you still would be losing 4-1 right now. So that's really not the reason you're losing the hockey game. The reason you're losing the hockey game, you're not playing good hockey right now.
Yeah. I mean, you can go back to, if we didn't allow the goal, then we would have had a better chance. It's like, no, you got to still play all minutes of the game.
Bob Vilsaway says it best. If ifs and buts were candies and nuts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas. Woulda, coulda, shoulda, right?
My dad says that all the time.
It's just one of the greatest sayings ever. It's completely true. Well, if we did this, like I said, we don't have the DeLorean. We can't go 88 miles per hour and see some serious stuff, as Doc Brown told us. You can't do that. You just got to rise above it and play more hockey.
Side note, that's a terrific movie. All three of them are great.
No, the third one stinks.
Third one's all right. The first two are definitely the best.
Oh, the second one's good. First one is just an absolute masterpiece. So here's some movie trivia for you. Did you know, number one, that Michael J. Fox was not the original pick for Marty McFly?
Okay.
And then number two, who was the original pick for Marty McFly?
Oh, I couldn't tell you.
Eric Stoltz.
Oh, really?
They shot a lot of scenes with him, actually, and then changed their mind and got their main character from Growing Pains, Michael J. Fox, to be the title character. It's all Wolfpack tonight. 5-1 lead. They have dominated mostly since the opening faceoff. We'll take a 5-minute break, and then we'll give you some intermission analysis. You're watching the Red Wings against the Wolfpack here on Recruitlings.
Brian's Garage Door Solutions. 25 years of expert residential and commercial garage door design, sales, and service, and almost 1,000 five-star Google reviews. Tate Enterprises. Design and remodeling for kitchens, basements, bathrooms, whole house, and home additions. Max Heads Custom Kick Drum Heads. Design online, upload, create, rock. If you're in a band, you need a Max Head.
Hi, my name is Brian Koehn. I am the president of Soccer 2000. We are a soccer specialty store located in Downers Grove. We specialize in servicing club uniforms and a personalized retail experience. Soccer 2000 has an exclusive team center that includes a wide variety of uniform kits to help your club choose the next kits that will make you guys look great on the field. Contact us at 630-241-9500 or find us online at soccer2000.com.
Did you know that you can advertise your business on our live streams? You sure can. Contact us about the numerous advertising opportunities we offer to local businesses during our sports live streams. Build brand awareness, engage customers, and support your local sports teams. Contact us for more information.
Good evening, everybody. Kyle Smith alongside my partner in crime and friend Quincy Bell. It's a 5-1 lead right now for the St. Ignatius Wolfpack partner. They were up 2-0. Now they're up 5-1. They've never trailed. It's been all Wolfpack tonight.
Yeah, and if you're Benet, you need the Benet coaching staff needs to deliver a miracle on ice level speech in this locker room if they want to even make this 5-3, I feel like.
Yeah, it feels like one of those games that could get out of hand very quickly. Could be a 7-1 final for the Wolfpack tonight. Now, if your head coach, Andrew Schlie, he made the tough choice. He took Koehn out. He put in Ciesla. Ciesla's been fine. He put in a tough spot. The game's pretty much over. You're down 5-1. Could they score 4 unanswered goals? It'd be pretty miraculous for that to happen. Do you take out Ciesla, put Koehn back in to get his confidence up?
I would, because I feel like Ciesla has, like, he's played all right, but he's kind of also playing frustrated, I feel like most of this Benet team. Look, if you're going to win this game, it's going to be from your offense scoring 4 goals. It's not going to be because your goalie came in and completely shut things down. So I'd put him back in.
For St. Ignatius, have you seen anything you'd like for them to work on? It's been pretty much a perfect game for them tonight.
I mean, no, I wouldn't. I don't have any complaints if I'm the St. Ignatius coaching staff. I would say, hey, keep hitting them, keep playing hard, keep doing what you're doing, because it has worked to a T.
Well, there's a reason why they were tied with Benet for second place in the CCHL. Fenwick, a half game above at 10-2. And look, partner, I know that Benet was once in first place at 7-1. You can't think like that.
No.
You have to think what you currently are, not what you once were. You were once 7-1. It looks like you're going to fall to 9-3 unless something miraculous happens. You have to play what you currently are, not what you once were if you're a Benet Academy Red Wing player.
Got to look at the present and the future. Past doesn't do you any good.
Right, and sometimes you win hockey games because you played some opponents that were lesser than you.
Yeah.
Now you're playing some tough teams, and they've done the game plan. They've done the game film analysis on you. Now you have to strategize, and you have to readdress the concerns and the problems that have been coming to your hockey team lately. And for St. Ignatius, they've done just that. They evaluated what they didn't do so well in that first game against the Benet Academy Red Wings. And for the Red Wings, they have to readjust. And when they play St. Ignatius again for a third time, they're going to have to figure out what went wrong tonight.
That's going to be a terrific rubber match game, but ultimately, I said this when Benet was down 4-1, and now they're down 5-1, but you can't look at it being down 4 goals. If you think about scoring 4 unanswered goals against this tough Wolfpack team, it's just not going to happen. If you think about scoring once and setting up a play to score once, it doesn't seem that daunting when you really think about it. It's going to be a really tall task, but that's just the way you got to think.
Right. So 15-minute periods. You want to score in increments, right? So mathematically speaking, you're down 5-1. You can't give up any more goals. Okay?
No, not an option.
We want to score within the first 3 minutes. Okay, so we're down 5-2 with 12 minutes to go. Then we want to score with 8 minutes to 7 minutes to go. Now we're down 2. Then we score the third goal with 4 minutes to go, and then anything can happen if we're down by 1 with under 4 minutes to go. That's what you're thinking mathematically. Now, to actually put that and execute on the ice is a different story, but I think that's what you have to think about. We can't score 4 at once. Score 1 every 4 minutes, and hopefully it happens.
Kevin Millar, when the Red Sox were down 3-0 to the New York Yankees, goes, don't let us win right now, because we got PD Game 5, Shill Game 6, anything could happen Game 7. You got to be thinking that way if you're Benet. Right. Don't let us score early in this period. If you're St. Ignatius, put us to bed right now, which I ultimately feel like they will.
I think they've already been put to bed. It's like you said, Quincy, and I agree with you. Regardless of what I feel, you could sense that once they gave up that third goal on the penalty shot, all that intensity and that energy, it was just wiped out, and they just didn't have enough energy left and intensity to match what St. Ignatius brought to the table with that 1-0 breakaway goal.
I mean, all their intensity went into hitting St. Ignatius and taking stupid penalties. Their mind completely got sucked from the game.
Right. I mean, was it a bad call by the ref? Yes. St. Ignatius knocked into the net, not a Benet player. Got to rise above it. Mistakes are going to happen. You're going to make mistakes. St. Ignatius is going to make mistakes. The refs are going to make mistakes. It's part of the game. We don't have instant replay tonight. Well, we do, but the refs don't. It's a learning experience for Benet Academy, and hopefully they can learn about it, learn from it, rise above it, and they'll play better hockey going forward. So we're going to take a break. You're watching Benet Academy against St Ignatius here on Recruitlings.
Brian's Garage Door Solutions. 25 years of expert residential and commercial garage door design, sales, and service, and almost 1,000 5-star Google reviews. Tate Enterprises. Design and remodeling for kitchens, basements, bathrooms, whole house, and home additions. Max Heads Custom Kick Drum Heads. Design online, upload, create, rock. If you're in a band, you need a Max Head.
Hi, my name is Brian Koehn. I am the president of Soccer 2000. We are a soccer specialty store located in Downers Grove. We specialize in servicing club uniforms and a personalized retail experience. Soccer 2000 has an exclusive team center that includes a wide variety of uniform kits to help your club choose the next kits that will make you guys look great on the field. Contact us at 630-241-9500 or find us online at soccer2000.com.
Did you know that you can advertise your business on our live streams? You sure can. Contact us about the numerous advertising opportunities we offer to local businesses during our sports live streams. Build brand awareness, engage customers, and support your local sports teams. Contact us for more information.
Good evening, everybody. Kyle Smith alongside Quincy Bell. Face-off about to happen. 17-minute periods. And, well, for Benet Academy, they got to find a way to score their second goal really quickly.
I mean, it's just been all, if you're just joining, it's been all St. Ignatius. They've just been hard-hitting, keeping the puck in the zone when they have it. And Benet is going to need the performance of a lifetime to come back in this one. I mean, you're going to probably need a goal in these first 3-4 minutes if you even want a chance.
Oh, Henny's highlights?
Got to score within the next 4 minutes. And it would be decision time for Benet. Do you want to pull the goalie down 3 with under 8 minutes to go? Here's a chance shot. Goes wide. And Off the stick of Carson Stone. Been that kind of night tonight for the Red Wings. Off the start, moved that time by 43.
Beat his ass!
And I know I talked earlier about how if you're St Ignatius, you don't want to crawl into a shell. This is where you crawl into your shell. This is where you just try to play defense the rest of the game, and you should be able to come out on top.
Yeah, they're not going to give up 4 goals in a period. I have been wrong before. It's very rare. It's a loose puck out in front, but St Ignatius will clear.
Oh my God. Look at the way he even got up.
Let's go,
God.
Porky.
You are not the captain.
We'll have a face-off coming up. 15:42 to go in the period. 5-1 lead for the St. Ignatius Wolfpack. Face-off on the far side, won by the Wolfpack. Bounces off the boards. It's over to Nardella, who has 2 goals tonight. Loose puck. We'll see a 2-on-2 now. They stay on side of the Wolfpack. Intended target, and just couldn't finish the play by Bossert.
That was a terrific pass out in front.
Puck scatters out to the corner, and it finds its way out of play.
They're gonna get interference on Dicosola probably here. Oh. Oh. Maybe not.
Face-off coming up. It's going to be Carson Stone to take it. He's going to be opposed by STEINLAUF, and winning it. And that time was Dicosola. Backhander off the boards. He's off the stick of Dusek. He's been very quiet tonight. We have not said his name a lot tonight. Austin Haynes has it. The puck possession thing has not been a problem for the Benet Academy Red Wings. They've had the puck plenty of times, and they've been on the attack, but they don't want to be on the. They can't be on the attack as much as they want, Quincy, because they're in the penalty box so much.
St. Ignatius is just doing the most when they're on the attack. When they're on the attack, they're keeping it there for a while. Like you could say Bennett's been on the attack about the same amount, but it's in short little bursts. St. Ignatius is just wearing them down when they have the puck in their offensive zone.
Yeah, for sure. Out at the corner. And then iced away by the Benet Academy Red Wings. If you're just joining us, it was 2-0. Then it was 3-1 on a controversial decision by the refs. They awarded a penalty shot that should not have been awarded. And after that, it was all Ignatius. They scored 2 more times, and they lead 5-1.
Yeah, game flipped on its head right there.
They still would have lost, even if that penalty shot hadn't happened. You haven't seen a lot offensively by Benet anyways, but they were getting into the game as that's a shot. Puck still loose, and a goal awarded for the Benet Academy Red Wings. Hudson Schlie, and things getting slightly interesting now.
They got the goal in the first 3 minutes. They needed that. Got to keep crashing the net, exactly what they had to do there. And that play right there is the equivalent of Dante Hightower forcing a fumble on Matt Ryan to give New England the ball back in the Super Bowl. That's a very niche reference. I don't know how many people are going to get that, but life is with Benet, despite how much you think it might not be.
Face-off won by the Wolfpack, scatters out to the boards. And a breakaway coming up, and great poke check from behind to save this game, at least for now, for the Benet Academy Red Wings out in front. And they blew it dead. That will not count. They got to earn these goals, don't they, the Wolfpack? Controversy galore. The net fell off, and then the goal that was not because they blew it dead before it went into the back of the net.
Yeah, man. I mean, for the most part, the refs have been not great, but they're letting them play, man. And that was a correct call right there. I guess made up for the one they had earlier.
Yeah. The idea was right. They just got it wrong because a Benet player did not.
Good chance here if he can outskate him.
Breakaway. Tried to fake the goalie out of his pads. Rebound trying. It just went wide. Man, that would have made things really interesting in a heartbeat.
You'd really like to have that one back if you're Benet. Really needed a goal there. That would have really, I think, made this period interesting.
Sure would have. As you just look at that goal one more time, it was just excellent second effort by Hudson Schlie. And he's all CCHL this year for a reason. He's the son, obviously, of Andrew Schlie. But still a lot more work to go and do for St. Ignatius.
Great pass in front. He almost had that.
Man, things are getting interesting for the Benet Academy Red Wings. Fast.
They are getting some quality chances here.
And when
already converted on one.
When I looked at that dead play that was called by the ref, when you look at it again, it looked like that puck was loose. It looked like it should have been a goal for the Wolfpack.
Yeah. Well, makeup call, I guess, despite how late it might be. And inconsequential it might be.
As a ref, you can't think like that, though. You have to ref the game consistently. As that's a try, and good shot, but saved by Ciesla. Nope, they actually are going to go with the third string goalie tonight. Christensen is going to get some reps between the pipes. She plays for her Florida team in AAA hockey.
Yeah, I mean, may as well get him some reps.
So really interesting. You know, we talked about it, if they were going to go back to Koehn or if they would keep Ciesla in there. Instead, they go with Christensen. So one of those rare times where you use 3 goalies in a game. St. Ignatius has only had to use 1, and he's been pretty good.
No, I wouldn't even go good. I'd go great.
He hasn't been tested that much. That's how good this St. Ignatius defense.
He's made saves when he's had to.
Yeah, correct. Made the saves he's had to.
This is almost a game you dream of as a goalie. Your offense is just keeping him away from you the whole game. Sit back, drink. Or they don't have the Gatorade bottle above the net. But I was about to say, just sit back there, drink a little bit, have a good time back there.
It's a lot easier playing goalie when your team has a 2-minute 5-on-4 all the time. You don't have to do anything between the pipes.
Yeah.
That's been the storyline of this game. That shot partially blocked.
But even the 2 goals he gave up, hard place to stop. I think the saves where he's needed to make a save, he's done it. That's a huge hit along the boards.
Might be a 10-minute major for check from behind. We'll see what they want to call here. St. Ignatius, the fan base is not happy, Quincy, and I understand why.
That should be 10 minutes. There was intent to injure there, I would say.
Listen, even if it's not intent to injure, you cannot check from behind at this level.
No, you cannot.
That looks like a 10-minute major. You're going to watch it one more time. So at the very end, Eric gets it.
Oh, yeah. Reached out with the stick. I mean, if you hit with the shoulder, it's not as bad. You can't be hitting with the stick. Not what it's used for. Used to pass and score goals.
And of all the players, you talked about frustration tonight for the Benet Academy Red Wings, Quincy. That's their assistant captain, Hudson Schlie, their leading goal scorer. Of all the guys that would do that, number 8 would be at the very bottom of my list. So there's the 2-minute minor for instigation, but it should be 10 minutes for intent to injure as well.
Yeah, I mean, I know I've been talking about how much the refs have been letting them play. That should have been 10 minutes. That I think that's a bad call.
Well, they're not going to show the 10 minutes on the Jumbotron. But yeah, that was definitely a check from behind. Losing the puck is Frasco. No look backhander, and then getting away of that passing lane is the Wolfpack 34 and lost his edge, as you sometimes see after the Zamboni goes on the ice. So now we have 6-2. I think that's a mistake. Did the Wolfpack score again?
I don't think so. I don't know. Did we all miss that?
I think there's because they blew it dead. The only one I can think of is the one that was past the end line, but they blew it dead. Did the refs change their mind and award the goal?
I guess so. I don't know.
I think that's just a mistake on the Jumbotron right now.
Yeah, probably.
That's a tough job, man. You ever been in the penalty box?
I've not.
It's high pressure. It's not as bad as basketball because there's so many things happening in a basketball game where the possession arrow changes all the time. You got to put in the points, and then you got to...
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they have assistants to help you. But, yeah, at the high school game, sometimes you're doing it on your own, and it's tough, man.
I had to do that for a Indiana Northwest basketball game once, and it's definitely harder than it looks for basketball especially. I was like running around touching, I feel like 8 different things at once.
So it is still 6-2. So there's, I guess that they awarded the goal and they changed their mind.
Yeah, I guess it is 6-2. Almost 7-2.
I'm trying to find it. So we changed. So on our end we changed it to 6-2. But I don't remember anything besides that. It's got to be that. That's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, now it's game over. 6-2. If it was 5-2.
Now it's over. 5-2 made it a little bit of a conversation. 6-2, done.
Mama said there'd be days like this. Quincy, Mama said, and that's what's happened to the Benet Academy Red Wings tonight. That's a block shot right off the point.
Yeah, and I think for the rest of this game for Benet, all you gotta, if you want to still pay attention, it's like, all right, you gotta see how your third goalie does. He's already conceded a goal, but it's like you don't want to see the composure. The composure, I know I keep harping about it, but it's just been completely off for Benet. I mean, that's something I think you really want to see at least improved in this third period. I mean, you got to play till the game's over. But, I mean, yeah, not much energy from Benet, and I don't think you'd really expect it down 4.
Just bad hockey. Tripping calls. Not sure what Hudson Schlie was thinking on that check from behind. The guy was clearly, his back was turned. And you're down 3. You're somewhat in the game. And just, that was the nail in the coffin. I mean, when it was 5-1, the game was pretty much over. But when they scored the early goal, which I did not expect, and then they almost scored again with a nice pass out in front, things were getting slightly interesting. Like, we saw the intensity come back for the Benet Academy Red Wings. And then after that, that's right off the face-off. Good save by Christensen. But
I feel like this game, for a lot of the portion, it didn't feel like this big of a blowout. I feel like even you said, Benet was like a bounce away from having this be 5-3. So, like I said, St Ignatius may be a little lucky, but you create your own luck. I know I've said this like probably 10 times this broadcast, but it's true, man. You create your own luck. If you're buzzing around getting chances, you're going to get bounces eventually.
And neutral ice almost stole that one away. And a spinorama and a good one. A time by Moynihan. And then after this, both teams will have some games in the upcoming Thanksgiving tournament up in the North Shore. Benet has to play better. They got to play the Benet hockey we saw to start the year. I don't know what's going on, but this is not the Benet team we saw to start the year.
Yeah, I mean, 1-2 in their last 3, and even that one win that they had to come back against a not very good St. Rita team. I mean, they allowed 5 goals in one period in one of the games. And I know you chalk it up as a win, but even then, they still didn't play their best hockey that game. This has just been a 3-game slide that they're going to really have to figure out before this upcoming tournament.
They defeated Brother Rice 3-2. That was at Oak Lawn Ice Arena. That was back on Thursday. That one's off the post. As you look at that game, were they playing Benet hockey in that one? Not really, partner. They were down 1-0 after 2, and then they outscored Brother Rice 3-1 in that period. So they're constantly getting into these bad starts, coming from behind. Eventually, when you play good hockey teams like St. Ignatius, who is in the running for winning the CCHL this year, you get burned and you get dominated 6-2.
Well, should St. Ignatius hold on to win, they'll be tied with Fenwick for the lead. But when it comes to starting poorly and needing to come back, which is what Benet is getting into a habit now, that's something that the Leafs have done, that they do all the time. And ultimately, the Leafs are still a good team. They're still making the playoffs. But ultimately, you can't be doing that when important games come around. And that's why the Leafs have just been struggling so mightily to even win a playoff series. And these recent years when they've had guys like Matthews and Tavares and Marner and Nylander.
Out front, shot and a save. That time by Christensen. It was off the stick of Ram. Interesting by the refs. You know, if you're going to award that goal, because we believe that's the goal that was scored.
Yeah.
You got to do it right away. It wasn't a very decisive decision.
Yeah.
By the officiating crew.
Officiating overall, if we want to give grades for the teams, I'd give Benet probably a D. I'd give St Ignatius an A. The refs, I'd give the same grade as Benet. They've been very iffy today.
I'd say C-, C+.
Yeah. Another big hit there.
But there's a lot of Benet fans that would say D to the refs tonight.
Yeah. If you're a St Ignatius fan, you're giving him an A.
It's a tough job about being a ref. 50% of the fan bases and the players and the coaches love you, and 50% hate you.
I have umpired baseball games since I was 15 years old. I still do it, time and time. And I've been told you always leave through the winning team's dugout.
You know what? I used to do that, and then I felt it was kind of bush league when I used to umpire. Center field. You know, some of those fields, they have the opening in center field.
Yeah.
Always leave in center field, because then both teams respect you.
So the field that I ump at the most, my home field, has a forest in the outfield. So I would have to be running through the Amazon if I did that, but that's not a bad idea.
Right. Or go to the foul pole, because sometimes they have little doors near the foul pole, so you're not really like going through a dugout to get in.
A funny story. I did it wrong one time. I left through the losing team's dugout, and their coach was yelling at me. I just keep my head down. I just keep walking. This really sweet old woman comes up to me, and she's like, you know what? I think you did a great job today. And I was like, oh, thank you. Most people on this side don't think so. She goes, I said something to the degree of like, oh, coach doesn't think so. She goes, that's my son. I'm going to give him a talking to. And I thought that was really nice. I'll never forget that.
Great song. Are you a Zach Brown fan?
I'm not really a country guy. I'm not a big fan of country music.
Really? Well, I guess I used to live in Louisiana, so it's something you get accustomed to.
Yeah.
But you got to play the song on Friday night.
Yeah. Saturday afternoon, currently.
And you always play closing time.
Oh yeah,
at 2 a.m. at the bar. When you play it at 1 a.m., it's not the same thing.
I actually wrote an essay about closing time in my freshman year writing class at Indiana.
Do you know who sings closing time?
Oh my God, I'm drawing a blank, man. I'm 0 for 2 on your.
There's a nice shot and a goal for Hollweck. So they score on the power play. Now what's going on?
I couldn't tell you. I was thinking about closing time.
All right, we're gonna watch it on replay right now. That was strange. I don't know what the refs were doing, but the goal was scored by Hollweck.
Oh, the goalie hit him. The goalie pushed at his head after he scored.
Yeah, so he should have been ejected. And let's see if they're going to eject him, and they do. Good call, partner.
This will now be our 5th goalie of the game. Not something you see too often. And if this is a 6-3 game, new goalie, lead to defend. Not the easiest thing in the world.
That's, I mean, why be that mad about it? You're still up 6-3.
Yeah.
You're still going to win the hockey game. Who cares?
No longer my second star of the game.
And that was right to the head, partner. So now the board for the CCHL has to look at that play and determine if he's ejected for the next game as well.
Yeah. So now Bennett's going to have some more time on the power play here.
So what you could, I'll let you call Quincy, and I'd love to get your interpretation of this. So you're down 3 with 6:34 left. You have a 5-minute major. Now that penalty should be off the board.
The top one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it'd be a 5-on-4. Do you consider pulling Christensen when it gets to the 5-minute mark? You've got the 5-on-4, and then it would be a 6-on-4 with the extra man. Make things a little interesting. See if you can get that goal and make it 6-4.
That's an interesting decision that ultimately, I don't know if they're going to be thinking about that. I would say if it gets down to, yeah, man, that's interesting. I would do it. I think I would probably let the 5-minute ride out. I'd let it ride out for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And if you don't score in the first 2 minutes there, I'd do it. Because ultimately, you got really nothing to lose.
So they're going to go to Ethan Laughlin, the backup tonight. And how big was that goal they awarded? Which was, by the way, the right call because it was not covered at all by the netminder.
Yeah.
In Ciesla, well, Christensen.
But yeah, huge, man. If St. Ignatius didn't have that, they're up 2 with a backup goalie coming into the game. So.
All right, but goalies think differently too, like most players. If it's 5-2 instead of 6-2, would he have done that?
Yeah.
Probably not. But when you're up by 4 goals and you give up a goal to now be up 6-3, you have the advantage of being able to do that. Not that you should, but you have the advantage of doing that mathematically speaking because you're still up 3 with 6:34 to go.
We'll see. That's a really interesting point. I wasn't even thinking about them pulling the goalie with 6 minutes left, but ultimately, that might be what they need to do to win here.
You'd have the 6-on-4 for 5 minutes. Now, one of the tiebreakers when it comes to standings and playoff positioning for the Kennedy Cup is goals against.
Okay.
So if you give up an empty netter, now you've given up 7 tonight, which is not good.
It's not differential. It's allowed.
That's the second tiebreaker. The first tiebreaker is head-to-head, then goal differential, then goals against. Okay. So.
I mean, St. Ignatius is beating them so badly in the standings, goal differential-wise, anyway.
Right.
Because St. Ignatius has the best goal differential in the CCHL. So I don't even think that'd be running through. I feel like we're trying to be 3 galaxies ahead of what Bennett's thinking on the bench.
Right. Well, these coaches think about it because, look, there is a difference when you're in the playoffs, playing here at Seven Bridges versus going all the way to Fifth Third Arena or Oaklawn Arena where these teams play. It's different. It's a different environment when you play here at Seven Bridges. So all those tiebreakers coming to mind as that's blown dead by the ref. But if you're wondering how St. Ignatius is doing in the SHL, which stands for the Scholastic Hockey League, they're doing all right. 9-7, it's a really tough league. You've got Glenbrook North at 13-3, New Trier, an absolute powerhouse at 13-2, and the Loyola Ramblers Gold Team at 10-3. And how about this, St. Viator, who used to play in the Chicago Catholic League, 9-6. So that big rivalry between Ignatius and Viator, they're back-to-back in the standings for the SHL. But we got a face-off coming up, as you can see Christensen getting ready for it. And that's a tough one. And look, back in the box. I just don't understand it. You've got the 5-on-4 that you wanted for another 4 minutes and 30. Why commit another penalty?
I mean, I don't even have an explanation for it other than hockey's a fast game and sometimes you do things you're not supposed to. I mean, I can't even, I wouldn't even know.
You got to be disciplined. That's on coaching too. I mean, it's just not a good showing tonight by Bennett. Players, coaches. Just one of those games you have to learn from. As that's a shot. A good save that time by Laughlin coming off the bench. Just not disciplined hockey, and I think they'll be doing some skating at practice. They'll be doing some 50-second drills.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I played 2 years ago. I played baseball. We won the state title for the Indiana Rec League. But we were like I said earlier, you got to seek out competition. Like we were playing travel teams like all the time. But we lost a game 12-2. It was one of the only games we really lost all year. And our coach, all he said at the end of the game was, "Be at practice tomorrow." And we came to practice tomorrow, and we ran, and we ran, and we ran, and we ran. And then we didn't lose another game at the rest of the year because we didn't want to run anymore.
I think there'll be a lot of skating. A lot of bad penalties. How do you get rid of bad penalties? Skate until you can't skate anymore. You know, blue line to blue line, end line to blue line, back, end line to center line, back. You do that a couple of times, I think you'll stop taking penalties in future games.
I'm just envisioning the clip from Miracle on Ice when he has them doing it like at 1 in the morning, And the guy's like, look, man, I got to close the arena. Like, you got to go. He's like, no, we're staying here. And he keeps asking players, who do you play for? Who do you play for? Who do you play for?
Yeah.
So I play for North Dakota. I play for UMass. And finally, one guy goes, I play for the United States of America. It's like, all right, you can go home now. Great movie. It's got to be the best hockey movie there is, in my opinion.
It is. I never really got into Slapshot. Look, we weren't born in the 70s. So there are some movies that people from the 70s that were born in the 60s and the 70s will always love, regardless of what's made afterwards. So, for example, my favorite golf movie is Happy Gilmore.
Yeah, mine too.
But I wasn't born in the 70s. If you talk to a Generation Xer, it's always going to be Caddyshack.
Yeah, for sure. That's one of my dad's favorite movies ever.
And there's nothing wrong with that. And if you talk to somebody that was born in the 70s and the 80s, their favorite baseball movie is probably either Major League or The Natural.
Yeah.
Maybe Field of Dreams. But Field of Dreams, as much as I love it, there are some corny moments.
Yeah, I think Field of Dreams is a pretty overrated movie. I'm a bigger baseball fan than any other sport. I'm a big fan of Moneyball just because I'm a sports media major and a math major, so it just clicks for me. I just love that movie.
Right, it's a good movie, but it's not that realistic because they had the big three of Mulder, Zito, and Hudson. And by the way, Tejada won MVP that year. He was absolutely phenomenal at shortstop. So they had some damn good ball players on that team.
Yeah.
But
it's just the whole premise, though. People love the premise.
Right. It's cool, but you still got to have players. And they had, I think, all three guys won 20 games that year, if I understand correctly. And who else did they have? They had that closer. Yeah, Billy Koch was fantastic that year.
Well, okay, I'm gonna pull out my baseball nerd self real quick. Billy Koch was kind of an average reliever. They just kept putting him in save situations. I think the save is an overrated stat.
Oh, for sure.
Because it doesn't really say how good of a reliever you are. It's just how many save situations.
Well, that's what makes baseball so great. You have these stats like runs batted in, batting average with runners in scoring position that don't really affect you. You just have to be in those spots to put up the stats. So obviously, if you're in the right spot at the right time, like if there was a game, Game 5 of the 2002 ALCS, where Adam Kennedy had like 5 RBI or 8 RBI because he had like 3 homers that day.
Yeah.
But that's because there were runners on base, and in those positions he produced. He didn't put those runners on base, so RBIs can be an overrated statistic.
Yeah. The biggest one is pitching wins, because you can pitch a perfect game, offense doesn't score, you're settled within a decision.
Yeah, I still think the greatest pitching performance, neither of us were born yet, but the Pirates pitcher, 12 innings of perfect inning
I've
ball.
read about that. I thought you were going to say Doc Ellis pitching a no-hitter on LSD.
Well, he gave up 7 walks that game. We're talking about, I forget the name of the Pirates pitcher. It was 1959, and they were playing the Braves. By the way, who was Hank Aaron was on that Braves team.
Oh, yeah.
Hitless. The third baseman, who was a Hall of Famer, was on that Braves team. Whose names escape me right now.
Eddie Matthews.
Eddie Matthews, he was at third base. And just a phenomenally pitched game. And I know this, but I just can't think of the Pirates pitcher. But yeah,
I know what game you're talking about, too. I can't think of it either, though.
Just one of those one day in the sun moments, but it's by far the greatest pitched performance of all time.
Oh, yeah. What's your candidate for best baseball game of all time?
The greatest baseball game ever played?
The best baseball game ever played.
Probably Game 4 of the 2004 ALCS.
Okay. Mine's between 2. It's either Cubs Indians Game 7, 2016.
Yeah.
Or Astros Mets Game 6, 1986 NLCS. They played like 17 innings, and the Mets won 6-5. Great game.
I think because the Red Sox had not won the World Series since 1918.
Yeah.
And the players were feeling it. And they knew, oh my gosh, here we go again. And they had just lost the previous night, 19-8.
Oh, yeah.
And then all of a sudden, Kevin Millar works a 3-2 walk, and they put Dave Robertson to pinch run for him. And he gets to second base by an eyelash. It was a phenomenal throw by Jorge Posada behind the plate. He just barely gets to second base. And they somehow still win in extra innings, by the way. Down 3-0, they had nothing to play for at that point because you would think that their intensity and just it would got into their head. Losing 19-8, being down 3-0. They hadn't won a World Series since 1918. Hadn't beat the Yankees in whenever. And they won that game. That's, in my opinion, the best baseball game ever played.
There's a great 30 for 30. It's called 4 Days in October. If you guys want to watch that, do it. It's a great documentary about that series. I feel like we've mentioned that a lot today. I could talk about baseball till the sun goes down.
Oh, for sure, yeah. I could as well. So before we end the broadcast, Quincy, we got to do our 3 stars of the game. I think it's going to be all St. Ignatius players.
Yeah,
there really wasn't anybody from Benet that was particularly great tonight.
Just give me all the St. Ignatius goal scorers, really.
Yeah.
I was going to have their goalie as my second star, but, he got kicked out, so no stars.
That's an icing call against Benet. So here we see the box score here. Wow. Impressive for St. Ignatius. 2 goals in the first, 3 in the second, 1 in the third. Yeah. Obviously, Nardella's our number 1 star. Second star would definitely be Tiernan Ryan. And trying to find the other goal. Yeah, I'd probably go Koehn Quinlan because that 5th goal to make it 5-1.
Yeah,
it just silenced this crowd.
Yeah, they needed that too. I mean, if you look at the score right now, could be a different story if it doesn't score that one.
Well, woulda, coulda, shoulda,
Yeah.
If ifs and buts were candies and nuts,
we'd all have a jolly good Christmas.
Yeah, you could do that. But I think the saying is we'd all have a Merry Christmas, but jolly good Christmas, I like that. Yeah. So those are our 3 stars. We're going to go with Nardella. We're going to go with Quinlan. And we'll go with Tiernan Ryan. It was all Wolfpack tonight. A 6-3 final. Impressive by the Wolfpack and disappointing by the Red Wings tonight.
They avenged that loss earlier in the season. Hard to beat a good team twice.
All right, partner. Well, we appreciate you making the drive up from Indiana. That does it for our play-by-play broadcast. We're going to take a break, and the post-game show coming up, sponsored by Recruitlings here on the Recruitlings YouTube channel. Welcome to the post-game show brought to you by Recruitlings. I'm Kyle Smith along with the Recruitlings player of the game, Michael O'Rourke. A tough 6-3 loss for the Benet Academy Red Wings as they fall to the St Ignatius College Prep Wolfpack. 6-3 final from the opening face-off. It was pretty much all Wolfpack tonight.
I mean, yeah, it was a tough game, but, you know, the boys came back really strong in the third, I thought. You know, it's all about kind of how we finished there, and I thought we had a good ending to that game, so.
What happened, though? A lot of penalties committed by your team tonight.
Yeah, you know, chippy team. I mean, not much you can do there. I mean, we just got, you know, a little more discipline, but, you know, I thought, you know, Iggy was also a little bit of a chippy team, so it kind of goes both ways there.
Seems like they have some good marksmen at the point. Nardella with 2 goals tonight. What were they doing shooting at the point was making tough for your goalies tonight?
You know, I think it was just they're kind of getting bodies to the net type of thing. So, I mean, obviously, you know, we got a little bit here now, a little bit of a break for the Thanksgiving tournament. You know, we can work on that. So, it's definitely easy fix, though.
Take me through the thought process. It was 2-1. You guys scored that goal to get off the shutout happening. And then the goal, then it wasn't a goal, and then there was a breakaway penalty shot, which there shouldn't have been a penalty shot because St. Ignatius knocked into the net, not you. What was the thought process of your team after Ciesla gave up the penalty shot? St. Ignatius had the 3-1 lead.
Oh, you know, it was kind of just, you know, get back, let's get on the ice, let's go. I mean, have a lot of energy was kind of the mindset, you know, forget about the goal, we put one back in, we're going to have a lot of momentum. So that's pretty much the goal after that.
So you guys were 7-1 in the CCHL, just 2-2 in your last 4. What's it going to take to be back in first place in the CCHL?
Oh, just keep working, you know, keep staying in the weight room. Just keep working. I mean, we'll be fine. We'll definitely be fine. You know, we're just going to keep working. We're going to do good.
That's Michael O'Rourke. That does it for our post-game show. Post-game wrap-up coming up next here on Recruitlings.
Brian's Garage Door Solutions. 25 years of expert residential and commercial garage door design, sales, and service, and almost 1,000 5-star Google reviews. Tate Enterprises. Design and remodeling for kitchens, basements, bathrooms, whole house, and home additions. Max Heads, custom kick drum heads. Design online, upload, create, rock. If you're in a band, you need a Max Head.
Hi, my name is Brian Koehn. I am the president of Soccer 2000. We are a soccer specialty store located in Downers Grove. We specialize in servicing club uniforms and a personalized retail experience. Soccer 2000 has an exclusive team center that includes a wide variety of uniform kits to help your club choose the next kits that will make you guys look great on the field. Contact us at 630-241-9500 or find us online at soccer2000.com.
Did you know that you can advertise your business on our live streams? You sure can. Contact us about the numerous advertising opportunities we offer to local businesses during our sports live streams. Build brand awareness, engage customers, and support your local sports teams. Contact us for more information.
Good evening, everybody. This is the post-game wrap-up brought to you by Recruitlings. I'm Kyle Smith alongside my color commentator, Quincy Bell. 6-3 final for the St. Ignatius College Prep Wolfpack. From the opening face-off, we saw some intensity, some forecheck pressure from the Benet Academy Red Wings, but after that, it was all Wolfpack. Once they took that 1-0 lead, the Wolfpack never looked back.
You're absolutely right, Kyle. Complete game from St. Ignatius. I mean, they played hard from the moment the puck dropped first period to the final buzzer third period. They just played a complete game. Bennett is a quicker team, and St. Ignatius is a more hard-hitting team, and St. Ignatius made sure that Bennett knew they were playing St. Ignatius hockey in their own home stadium.
And for Bennett, look, if Koehn's going to get starts at the varsity level, he's got to be good from the opening faceoff. There's a great saying that I was told as a player, if you want to be great, it's not a sometimes thing. It's an always thing. And there were moments from Koehn starting tonight where he looked good, but it was sometimes. It's got to be an always thing if you're going to get it done at the varsity level.
Yeah, let in 2 goals he really should have had. I mean, you can criticize the decision to pull him. I feel like that was not the reason they lost, because they pulled them. I feel like you had to get them out of there, because this is a game that both teams really needed to win, and St. Ignatius winning it, they're now tied with Fenwick for top of the CCHL.
That's a huge rivalry, by the way, between St. Ignatius and Fenwick. Oak Park, the last suburb before you get to the city, right off I-290. Huge rivalry, if you guys don't know, in the CCHL between the Friars and the Wolfpack. For Bennett, there were some good things. I mean, they did score 3 goals. A lot of the time, you're going to win hockey games when you score 3. Their last game against Brother Rice, they scored 3, won 3-2, but you can't give up 6 goals, and you can't be in the penalty box so much.
When it came to that controversial call when the net got knocked off and they gave him a goal, Bennett completely undisciplined, stupid penalties, late hits. Their mind was just sucked from the idea of winning the game, and they just couldn't do it.
It seemed like, and I'd like to have your point of view on the matter, is after that goal was scored off the penalty shot, it seemed like Bennett couldn't get away from that, and they were like, man, a goal was taken away from us. It doesn't matter. Mistakes are going to happen. It was a mistake that was made by the ref. It was the net was clearly knocked off by a Wolfpack player, not a Red Wing player. You got to move past it.
Yeah, like I said, fair is a place where you go to ride rides. Got to overcome it.
Right, fair is foul, and foul is fair. I expect you to read Macbeth from Act 1 to Act 5 by the end of today.
We did in my junior year English class at Lake Central High School, Miss Bessich. We did it, and I forgot it. I know she's disappointed.
Did you actually read it, or did you Spark Note / Cliff Note read it?
Combination of both.
Completely off the record statement?
Yeah, off the record.
6-3 win. What else can we say? Nice game by St. Ignatius. They battled back from that loss in September. This was a frustration, a revenge game for the Wolfpack, and they had just more intensity, more discipline than the Red Wings tonight.
Yeah, hard to beat a good team twice, and I got to find a way to watch their game against Fenwick, because that's going to be a great game.
It should be. I mean, they're going to play them later on in the year. Both teams have the upcoming Thanksgiving tournament at Centennial Ice Arena, but that'll do it for us until the month of December. So for our excellent crew, for Trent Pfeiffer, Eric Ratchey, and Quincy Belt, I'm Kyle Smith. We'll see you next time on Recruitlings, our next home broadcast, December 15th here at Seven Bridges Ice Arena. But for now, please drive home safely.